This is Sky Sports 2.
Football Special.
England's ever-expanding European campaign continues, off to a country they've never been to before. The Zimbru Stadium in Moldova will host England's first qualifying game on their road to France in 1998. And it'll also be the first game for England's new manager, Glenn Hoddle, making his debut for England in a World Cup game, the first manager to do so. For England, memories of the summer, Euro 96, it so nearly came home. Can this side go ahead and take it one better? The entire match coming up for you, Moldova versus England, live here on the road to France 1998. Good evening everyone, welcome here to Sky Sports, the fourth football special international classic. England are in action from their UEFA Group 2 game, and we will bring you the entire match with the company, of course, with Trevor Gray to give us the full rundown on the match. Trevor, if I can go to yourself first, I do want to talk a little bit about England, particularly how you think that they can go on, because a couple of debuts are in this side today. Well, you know, Euro 96, let's look at England did phenomenally well to get as far as they did. Some brilliant football played at times, particularly against Holland. They were excellent. Very good in parts against Germany in that semi-final, but it was just that little something that England lacked. And I thought tactically at times England looked better, looked more comfortable than they had done in a long, long time. And I'm hoping Glenn Hoddle can do this today, and I can see this by him wanting to continue the wing-back system. And I think, you know, that's where Neville and the debut Andy Hinchcliffe will come invaluable. But I also think young David Beckham of Manchester United will have a factor to play in it. Of course, Andy Hinchcliffe and David Beckham make their debuts today. It's Moldova versus England. The first time England have gone to Moldova. It could be a tricky encounter, but at the bookies, with anything to judge by, England should win this comfortably. Anything but that will be a football shock, but many famous things have been said before. We've got the entire game coming up for you right after this.
Ford Football Special.
Well, after what took place in the European Championships, tonight it's a chance for England to re-establish their path back to the World Cup. It's been 6 years since the hazy nights of Italia 90. England know that their World Cup campaign starts here and now, and it's away to Moldova. But first, it's the national anthem. Night of first for England, starting with their manager. Glenn Hoddle takes side that for the very first time has to start by playing a World Cup game. Managers before, it's either been friendlies or European Championships. While it's new territory for England to travel against a Moldovan side they don't know very well, it's a chance for debuts for England. Number 11, Andy Hinchcliffe, and number 7, David Beckham, make their debuts today, as does their new skipper. Alan Shearer is given the armband and partnered by Nick Barbie. So England's journey to France 98 starts next, and it's live. Here's Pearce, early touch on the ball. Back to Hinchcliffe. Gary Neville offering space. England very much playing the fullbacks. Beckham, Ince and Gascoigne. Central midfield was good turn by Neville. Gascoigne's made a run forward into the box ahead of Shearer. And it was towards Gascoigne. And it's gone behind for a corner. Zimbru Stadium here, hosting this. Hinchcliffe's corner. Neville was short. Gascoigne, Beckham, Barmby, Shearer and Ince in the box. It's towards Ince. Oh, so close to Alan Shearer. Hinchcliffe's ball in. It's netted down. That's a really important block. Gascoigne. Here's Hinchcliffe. Oh, he's managed to find the cross. Headed away. Gascoigne. Now it's Hinchcliffe again. Gascoigne. Lovely little pass. Ince has got space. Thought about the shots. Finds Nick Barmby. Oh! A fraction wide. Good work by Gascoigne. Ince did well. Thought about the shot, Paul Ince. And then eventually laid it off to Nick Barmby. He was in a lot more space. Barmby will feel perhaps, well, he knows he should have done a lot better in that situation. Halfway through the first half, and England at the moment have made all the running, yet to break the deadlock here in this lovely Sunday evening sun. Gary Neville's continuing with a lovely run. Barmby's at the near post, Shearer's at the far. Hinchcliffe arriving, Gascoigne is on the edgy area, here he is now. Beckham. Finds Shearer. Good block. Really important block. Pearce will get that. They'll have Nicholas Escu. Hinchcliffe. Stuart Pearce. Gascoigne. Ince for England. Beckham. Options out wide. Barmby's come short. Here is Gary Neville. Gascoigne. Does well after getting shoulder barge and keeping possession. Neville again. England pushing forward. Neville's cross. And it's well picked up by Namasco. Although they're not fancied really to do anything more than be the whipping boys of the group, many have said. And a combination there of Pallister and Southgate gets rid of the ball. Here's Barmby straight to England on the attack. Barmby to Gascoigne. He just thought about the shot, Gascoigne. He's played it out wide here to Hinchcliffe. Hinchcliffe's crossed back in. Just headed away. As Barmby looked to go for goal. Gascoigne is there. Clearance is made. This is Nicholas Escu. This is Taras. Nicholas Escu. This is a good exchange. And he's found Taras, who's 1-on-1 at the moment against David Seaman and scored! And would you believe this? Moldova lead England. A real shock on the cards. 31 minutes into the contest. The underdogs have scored and the Zimbru Stadium is jumping for joy, and understandably so. In Moldova's short footballing history, this is quite simply as good as it gets so far. If they held out, it'll be their best result. But it's a disastrous moment for England. Pallister and Southgate caught out between Nicholas Escu and Taras. David Seaman here. Oh, he does get hands to it. He should have done better, potentially, you could say. Moldova lead England by 1-0. Well, that's how England respond. That's going to be the key to this. But Glenn Hull's honeymoon period of his England debut seems to have ended. Half an hour into it. Gascoigne, Shearer, and Namasco is quite happy to save that. It was right at him. Shearer finding room, and that can only be positive for England. Nicholas Escu does get the flick on ahead of Pes, but Hinchcliffe is covering. Here's Southgate. Barmby. Gascoigne. Clever ball into Shearer. Now Barmby. Now Gascoigne. Lovely. Gascoigne's been brilliant today. Beckham. Oh, it's fouled Gascoigne! Well, Moldova's lead lasted 8 minutes. And Gascoigne strikes again. Well, the goal against Scotland will be remembered for its sheer brilliance. This, though, for its importance. Two midfielders beat the ball back in by David Beckham, needs to be commented on. That was outstanding. But Gascoigne's control here after this pass is just exemplary. The finish is cool, calm and collected, as you'd expect from Gaza. And England are level. Here's Beckham. England trying to push for a strike before half time. Here's Gary Neville. Ritting, can't get near that. Here's Beckham again. Ince. Gascoigne. Oh, he was lining the shot there. It's gone left-footed out to Gary Neville. Towards Shearer. Firm header away. Beckham. Gascoigne. Oh, what a lovely pass for Beckham! It's off the post! And Hinchcliffe has scored! And England have turned this around to lead at the halfway mark. What a moment for Andy Hinchcliffe on his debut. Wonderful for England. Well, good work this though, has to be said from what a ball by Gascoigne. Beckham here, it beats the keeper, it strikes the post. Moldovan captain gets a hand to it. He gets his foot to it, as one should say. Look at that for a pass. Beckham's effort here, and Hinchcliffe is there, winning the ball back and just getting something on it before the keeper can reset. England with a half-time lead. Well, boy did England need that. Time added on, but England here with the lead to take, a crucial one. Poor pass by Pes. This is Taras, but Ince coming in. Not been convincing from Glenn Hoddle's side in this half. They've had their chances. I suspect some players may feel hard done by not getting picked. But England will feel justice done after going behind, after getting caught on the counter-attack. They fought back into the game, into the second half, and made a really good go of it. Half time here at the Zimbru Stadium in Moldova. It's Moldova 1, England 2.
Ford Football Special.
Debutaro looking to long ball for Nicolas Escu. Alistair got there. Protein. Kojcic gets the better of Ince there. Kojcic. This is Rujic. Sibatovic to Kojcic again. Touched by Kojcic. Taras. Beckham there. Just caught Taras. Referee today from Belgium. Not hesitating to point for a free kick and just tell David Beckham why. Good refereeing that. Kojcic here found Taras, and Beckham was slightly heavy-handed in that challenge. It is Kojcic number 10 that's over the free kick. It takes a deflection just wide of David Seaman's post. A stroke of luck for England. I think Seaman was beaten all ends up. England have got away one for my money there. Southgate. Here's Neville. Waiting to find some sort of spark in this contest. You think England at the moment? Here's Neville. Detained there, just caught him. Beckham coming over to take it quickly. No. Chance to potentially put it into the area. Prove himself to be a real dead ball specialist, David Beckham. Floats it in towards Hinchcliffe in the end, and the header is... Oh, it is going to be an England corner. And it'll be Andy Hinchcliffe to take over. This corner on the near side to curl it in. And it's towards Gascoigne! Yes! And Gascoigne makes it 3. And nobody perhaps deserves it than this young man here for England, who's started to really run the show in midfield. Fine performance from Gascoigne, but the marking has to be questioned. A corner into a dangerous area from Hinchcliffe. Gascoigne here gets goal side of his marker, and in this situation even the man on the line completely loses that. Gascoigne has a brace tonight. This has got there. Here's Gascoigne. Andy Hinchcliffe. Those two have struck up a good partnership on this left-hand side. Hinchcliffe has Shearer and Barbie in the area. Ince. Beckham in space. Nevo free on the far side. Oh, it's broken to Shearer. Oh, Alan Shearer! Only he was given half a yard and has thumped the ball home, and England's captain has scored on his first game as England skipper. I'm not too sure about the celebration, but England have the 4th goal and a slightly more respectable scoreline halfway through this second half. Beckham's effort took a slight deflection, but when Shearer got this back to goal, he showed why he's been the Premiership's leading marksman since its inception. 1 touch, 2, 3, the 4th was final. The 4th for England, who are in a pretty good game. Nicolescu getting the better of Pallister. This is Taras. This is there. This is Nicolescu. And thankfully that's at David Seaman. Here's Howie. Time added on. England will be happy that they're going to take 3 points and a +3 goal difference. Of course, next month they've got Poland to face at Wembley. This is Sibitaru. Latasia looking to Nicolescu. Pierce reads it. Hinchcliffe. England happy to keep possession. And that's all that matters now. It's job done. And indeed it is job done. What a performance in the end by England. And more importantly, poor Gascoigne, who was absolutely outstanding this evening in controlling the match and a brace. If ever there was man of the match in the Roy of the Rovers like performance, that was it. England well and truly underway on their road to France 98. 4 goals to 1 is the full-time result in the end. Coming up next, we've got match analysis right after this.
Ford Football Special.
Well, full match analysis of the game. England in the end, comfortable winners, lots of chances, just that one defensive slip up, really, would you say? Other than that, I thought, how would you rate England? Well, yeah, defensive slip up. Taras and Nicolasides, they shouldn't have been allowed to play the way they did. The quality of Premiership defenders should have dealt with that. For me, that the star of the show and the player that really stood out for me was Paul Gascoigne. I thought Gascoigne was magnificent today. Controlled the ball, controlled that midfield, the pace, the tempo, the passing, the rhythm. It was all he that drove all of those things today. He made sure that this England side ticked over and continued to go. Him getting the 2 goals were more the cherry on top of the cake. I think it's Gascoigne's best performance in an England shirt, and he's played some great ones, and he's carrying on the form which we saw in Euro 96, which he didn't quite look up to speed after the Switzerland game. I think adrenaline got him through a lot of that tournament, and he grew into fitness as the tournament wore on. What I'm seeing here is a Gascoigne that's been through full pre-season and is looking sharp and is looking good, and great for Rangers in their European campaign to come, but also really good for England to see a player which hasn't quite lived up to the potential of Italia 90. Well, England victorious today, 4-1, 2 for Gascoigne, 1 for the new starter today, Andy Hinchcliffe, a great moment for him, and a goal for England's captain Alan Shearer. What did you make of the 2 debuts today? Well, I thought Hinchcliffe did very well in that left position, looked very comfortable. He linked up well with Stuart Pearce on that. David Beckham, for me, more central, I probably think is his better position, but his crossing ability, I can see why Alec Ferguson wants him to be crossing it to the likes of Cantona, and when he's back from fitness, Andy Cole, I think they're going to revel from that. But I would say, overall, in terms of the match, both slotted in, both did a really good job and they were asked to do. It was a good performance, there's no doubt about it from them, and hopefully if they can stay fit and healthy, there'll be more. Well, we've got to talk about England's new captain, Alan Shearer. Got himself a goal, led the team out. How did you rate Shearer today? Yeah, I think Shearer was well marked out of the game. He had one chance, really, in the match in which he was able to lose his defender and showed us his quality. He's settling into a new club. He's a top-class player. There's a massive price tag on his head. But Shearer's big enough and bad enough over the years, to go on and take these things in. Well, while that's said, let's go ahead and look at the table. And there's not much to report on the basis that only one game is played. This is it. England obviously will lead the table. They play next in October. They'll play Poland at home at Wembley, and then their final game in 1996 will be in the 9th of November. They will be away to Georgia. That game you can see with us here on Sky Sports 2. Should be a good one. So England are off to the perfect start under the Glenn Hoddle era. A 4-1 win, comfortable victory, and England are on the road to allow France 98 and World Cup qualification to become a reality for the first time in nearly 8 years. From all of us at Sky, thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you very soon. All the best. Bye-bye.
Ford Football Special.